All right, guys, this is Mobile Game, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play mystery shard only champion spotlight. Today we're going to be talking about Anointed. He is a rare barbarian. We did build him up so we could get into Fire Knight, but we're not going to use him for the hard mode today. We're just going to show him off in other areas of the game, just so you can kind of see what he's about. So let's check him out and see what he can do. All right, so his skills. A1, he attacks one enemy 3 times, has a 25% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn, which is very helpful for hard mode Fire Knight. Exactly why we built him. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 75% chance of stealing 1 buff from the target. And on a plus side, his A3, he fills the turn meter of all allies by 25% and then places a 30% increased crit rate buff on all allies for 2 turns. So he's a very simplistic hero. He doesn't really have like a ton of things, but the things he does do altogether kind of work out really well. He's not the best hero in the world, but he's definitely not bad. I mean, his reviews are reasonable. He's good for Fire Knight, as you can see. Magic Keep, Arena Offense, Magic Keep because he can steal the buffs. Everything else is just kind of whatever, but either way, he's not terrible and we can use him. Masteries, let's take a look at this. So basically we go all the way down the offense tree down to Giant Slayer because he has a 3-hitter on his A1. So we definitely want to have the ability to hit 3 times and then get the extra damage. Support, we went all the way down to extending of any buff casts so that he can extend his crit rate up and all that. Definitely a good thing to have, but either way, just some basic accuracy. We want him to be able to hit with that freeze. As far as artifacts go, we put him in a bunch of speed and perception. That's the main thing. We also put him in righteous gear because that gives him a little bit of speed and a little bit of resistance. If you don't have righteous, speed gear and perception will be just fine. He has 50% defense on his glove. We want him to be a little bit more defensive because we want him to stay alive. You could build him all attack, but I don't know if it's the best option for him because he is more support, even though we did put an attack chest on him, 60%, and then we have a speed boot. As far as accessories go, we gave him attack, and we gave him accuracy. So he has a reasonable amount of attack. He starts, his base attack is 795. So he's not going to do a ton of damage. He's mainly there for his 3-hitter, for the shield, and for freezes and things like that. All right, so let's look at his total stats. Total stats on him right now, 35,000 HP. He's got 3,000 attack, 3,156 defense. We got his speed over 200, which is actually reasonable, so that's pretty good. His crit rate is 76, so it's just below that 80 mark, which is really where we at least want to be. 85, obviously it's 90 or 100 would be best, but either way, that's where we're at. Crit damage, he's got 113. He's got 160 resist and 248 accuracy. We would like to get that accuracy a little higher. I just haven't found any gear that I could do that with. As far as his blessing goes, we put him in Phantom Touch because that way he can do more damage each time he hits, and that's basically it. So let's test him out and see what he can do in some stuff. So we'll go into Arena because that's where I love starting with Arena. It's my favorite place to start. We're going to refresh this and see what he can do. Let's put him up against a single apothecary and see what he can do. Let's just find out. We'll see how fast this guy is. Yeah, we'll see how fast this apothecary is and if he can outdamage him. See, he just does his little stealing buff, so the guy has no more buff. He does his crit rate increase, and then he's going to just hit him 3 times in a row. But we know that apothecary can heal himself back up. So we're going to see if he can. See, now, if it was me, I would have to take this off. See, I would take it off because, take it off of the auto because he's going to keep healing. And I would just hit him 3 times with the freeze every time, see? Just do this over and over again. There he goes. Finally frozen. He removed it, though, so that's bad. But it doesn't really matter. Now, we have to kill him before he heals himself back up. This is a funny fight because I really want to see if he can win. He definitely can if he doesn't heal. There, he's going to keep healing. See, Apothecary, unfortunately, is very strong. And this is where having more attack on him would be good. He got frozen, so that might be his downfall. There we go. We finally got him. So there we go. You know that you can beat Apothecary with Anointed. All right, that was just funny. All right, so let's see what else we got here. We got this team. This is a rough team. So let's go in here. We're going to bring in our normal Arena team. We'll bring them in. We don't have any defense down, which is probably a bad call. So what we'll do is we'll bring Pig Boy. All right. We're not going to auto this because Arena, once again, in the harder fights, you don't want to be autoing unless you really have a good team. So we're going to do with some attack up. We're going to do some defense down. Maybe this will be good enough to see how much damage you can actually do. Everyone's defense down. That's a tough call. Hopefully don't kill everybody. Let's see. All right, so we got Nut. We've got Nut left. Now, we could speed up the whole team and try to get some more damage in, but instead, we're just going to go and do the 3-hitter. Look at that. So 6, 7, 7. So he did about 14, 20 something thousand damage. Not terrible. I mean, Not the worst thing ever. It would have been nice to see something else. Is he something that I would use in here often? Let's see. This is a rough team. We don't want to do that. Would I use him in here a lot? Probably not. I mean, he's not meant for arena. Let's put it that way. He's not a team. Look at all these arbiters. Every time we do these videos, I have a bunch of arbiters that I could kill. All right, so this is 100,000. I want to find a team that's higher power. All right, so many good fights that I could easily win, and I'm skipping them all for you guys. Look at this, another arbiter. Oh man, so many good fights that I'm missing right now. Who's the team that is annoying but not like overly annoying? That's kind of what I'm looking for here. We're going to do one more fight where we can get him to do something. This team's kind of terrible. This is all speed heroes. This team looks like they suck. Let's go in there. But that's not the worst thing ever. We do have a freeze, so as long as we can freeze this guy, and kill him quickly, then that's good. So we're gonna do our attack up. We're gonna do our defense down. Boom. These guys are tough. Remember, this is a tough fight. I chose it specifically because it's harder. All right, so now this one doesn't really matter so much. Him on the other hand, we want to try and kill. But if we try to kill him, he's gonna be a pain in the butt. So what we may end up doing is just going for her. All right, there we go. We'll try to kill her first. Hopefully it's enough. Nope. We're gonna get removal of buffs. We want one person to die. Why do we want one person to die? Well, because what that does is, we're gonna use the freeze on him. Actually, he doesn't. He has blocking. We're gonna try. You know what we'll do? We'll use this. We'll use his little boost turn meter and then see if we can remove some debuffs with Arbiter. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm looking at the wrong one. Like I said, I chose the fight just to see if he can handle himself in higher end battles. All right, we're gonna kill you. The reason being is that what's gonna happen is now he's gonna revive her, which is what we want because we want him to waste that all team revive. This removes a debuff. So what we're going to do is try to remove that. All right, we weren't able to remove it. He resisted it. All right, so now we're going to try and freeze him and kill him because he's the problem. All right, we got our defense down. All right, that's that. As long as no one dies, we're going to be good. All right, we're going to kill you. All right, he's dead. Now, if she gets a turn, we're in trouble. All right, we're good. We're going to use our AoE freeze. There we go. And then we're going to use this to try to freeze her, hopefully. All right, no freeze. Remember, it's a low chance. That's honestly the main problem that I've seen with that skill is that is a very low chance to actually land the freeze, which is why you're going to see that he's going to miss it a lot. So if you are using him as a crowd control, that might be a little tough. So we're going to try to see, unlike Yakarl, who will basically freeze every time, he'll come in. There you go. He actually killed someone, so that's good. I mean, he's doing more damage than Fleshmonger, which is reasonably good because Fleshmonger does hit pretty freaking hard. So he is doing more damage than that. So there you go. Can you beat some teams? Look at that. They were higher power. All right, we won. And that's all that matters. All right. So yeah, there's going to be some tough fights in there, but you can use him. But I wouldn't choose him for this. All right. That's what I'm going to say here. I don't think Barbarian is open today. Otherwise, I would show him in there. We have never used him in Faction Wars because we beat it already. So we just auto it. As far as anything else, where would I use him? Dungeons. I mean, obviously, Fire Knight is something that you would want to use him for. He's got a 3-hitter. We're going to go into regular hard mode, into normal mode. Let's see what my main team is here. Team setup. Where's my Fire Knight team? All right, so this is my Fire Knight 20 team. What we're going to do is we're going to take him out, even though he has the turn meter reduction. We're going to take him out, and we're going to bring in my boy and just see what happens. So there we go. So now this is going to be a team we're going to try. We're going to double it up just because, why not? We might as well get 2 if we're going to do it. Now, the whole point of this team is that they can remove any threat. They basically will freeze and do a whole bunch of stuff here, provoking, stunning, that will stop the teams from getting any attacks. All right, this is basically my no attack team. There's no attacks that go on. We did do some special stuff. If you want to see how we set up the AI on this team, you can go back into my dungeon playlist, and there is a Fire Knight video entitled No Turn Team, and you can see exactly what I did to make this work. I actually used Crimson Slayer in the original video, I believe. So there's a few different heroes you may see, but this team essentially works no matter what, as long as you have heroes that can drop turn meter. And the reason it works here is because we have Carl in the lead, who can basically just freeze the crap out of every wave, and you'll never ever have to worry about that. Now with Anointed, he's mainly going to be here because one, he has a freeze, so he might be able to get some freezes off in the waves. It's not super important. The main thing with him is that he has that 3-hitter on his A1, which I actually should have changed in the AI to make it so that he only uses his 3-hitter on the final fight. So we may just stop in the beginning of the fight. Normally I would just let it auto because I have to make sure that he does his 3-hitter on the shield and doesn't start doing turn meter increase. That might actually screw up the fight. All right, you have to have everybody use their main attacks. But actually he's at 3, 2, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's going to have to do it. I'm going to have to stop it because you need those extra hits in order to make sure the shield comes down before he gets an attack. Otherwise, you will have some issues. I could just let it go. I mean, they're not going to lose. I just don't know if it would be a no-turn attack. It really, honestly, just depends on whether or not Anointed uses his A1 on the first attack. If he doesn't use it on the first attack, then, yeah, we might actually get hit, which isn't too bad of a thing. As soon as Anointed gets his turn in, because everyone else's AI is set up to just constantly use the right skills. So hopefully, if we're lucky, Anointed will use all of his dumb skills beforehand, because we don't need him. We don't need him to steal buffs. We don't need him to do anything. So literally, the only thing he would be doing in the final round is using his 3-hitter. That's it. All right. I think he still has his skill available. We don't want him to use that. We want him to use his turn meter if we can. I hope he did not. Let's see. Is this one strong enough to take some hits? Nope, it does not. All right, so we're gonna take it off auto for a second. But like I said, you would want him to use his skill because see, everyone's gonna use their A1 basically because they all have extra attack. Oh, he actually has less than I thought. See, and then he would come in and do that, and then she's gonna come in and use her attack, and then we've got Visix who now can do turn meter drop. Say 1, 2, and now it should be fine. I don't think we should have any issues because the turn meter drops will be perfect. And actually, we're going to get more turn meter boost from him in this fight, which might actually make it easier if your turn meter reduction isn't as, solid as my team right now. And now we have speed down from Yukarl, and boom, look at that. Look at all those hits. He's doing reasonable damage. I'm curious to see what his damage will be in this fight. So now you know it works. Even if you use Anointed, you just got to make sure that his AI shows as only A1 on the final round, and then you'll be good to go. The hardest part of this fight, honestly, is getting that shield down. But this is why people like him for Fire Knight. It's because he has that 3-hitter, and he's just going to keep doing He's just going to keep going in and ignoring defense. He's actually pretty cool. I actually do like him, and I think this is probably the one place that I would say is where he's going to shine over any other hero. And it is specifically why we built him for this team and why I chose him, because I really want to start moving into Fire Knight hard, and we did get a win on hard the first level, but we got to find some heroes that can do some freezes and some turn meter drops and have a reasonable amount of hits on their A1s, because that shield does take a while. We also have a reflect damage situation we're going to be working with. I may even consider bringing Grumbler in with Anointed, because Grumbler does have defense up, and then we also have Tolog who has defense up, so we can use a blessing which actually gives a counter attack. So when the Fire Knight hits us, it's going to immediately take down 5 of his shields. So that's something we can also do. And if we have 2 heroes with defense up, even better. That means that we have a better chance of it actually being up if we want to auto it. Even though I'm not really too worried about autoing Fire Knight hard right now. We just want to beat it. He's hitting pretty hard. His extra, the Giant Slayers are crazy. He's doing like 11K every time a Giant Slayer procs. I don't know why I said it like that. Procs. But why it procs. But look at that. 3, 3, 3. So he's hitting 4, 4, and 4. And then when the procs hit, it's 11. So if he hits a bunch of procs, it's conceivable he could do 33 plus another. He could probably do about a 50 plus hit. Look at that. Let's see. Yukarl's a pretty strong hero. Let's see. Look at all those hits. Yukarl hits. That's his best hit, Yukarl, and he hit for 27K. So, yeah, look at that. 9, 9. So he did 20 there. Let's see what Anointed does. All right, he's going to do his crit rate up and stuff. All right, so but he got the 15K in there, so now he can conceivably do a little bit more. But he's got War Master, I believe, I want to say. Unless that's Phantom. So, no, he's got the other one. He's got Reaper, I forgot. So as you can see, the fight does take a little bit of time. It's not the end of the world, but you don't have to worry about getting hit. And that's really the main thing here is that if you don't have to worry about being hit, then you don't have to worry about the fight. It's literally the easiest fight in the world. Fire Knight normal has become pretty much the easiest fight in this game for me. And that's simply because of these kinds of heroes where you have 3 hits on their A1s. They have all kinds of turn meter increase, turn meter decrease. You don't even need poisons or anything like that. You don't even need smite for this fight because the whole point is that he's not going to get a turn. So if he doesn't get a turn, smite and poison and all those other things aren't going to matter. Speed down definitely helps. If you have someone with defense down, that would be really helpful here because it would speed the fight up probably by half because you'll have 60% defense down. But look at that, 6 minutes, all done. And we got a win. Now, Apothecary did 30, what is that, 400. Seal did 200. Visix did 751. Yakarl did 1597, mainly because of his AoEs in the beginning. Anointed really only started doing his damage at the boss. So most of this damage was really from the boss. So the fact that he was able to do, because she has AoEs, he has AoEs, she has AoEs, and he's just a healer, but he's going to do a lot of damage on the boss with his 3 hitters because he's only using his 3 hitters. He's not doing anything else. So there you go. And we got Anointed popping in. He's actually really good. I mean, versus Jakarl, obviously it's a different story. You're not going to bring Anointed in here by himself, but if you're having trouble getting that shield down, he's a viable option. Instead of Visix, you can use Crimson Slayer. So if you need a more player-friendly team, since Visix does take a little bit longer to get, and maybe you have Sil, and maybe you could get your Carl from the shop. Either way, these are all heroes that have turn meter drop, and that will help you get through Fire Knight. I mean, this works on stage 25. It just takes a lot longer. Okay, so let's get out of here. Let's get out of here now. I mean, where else would I use him? I mean, honestly, like I said, Faction Wars, you can use him there. He's got the turn meter increase, so pair him with another healer, and you've got a bunch of turn meter increase. You know what I mean? That's a great thing. Doom Tower, I don't think there's anything in here that I would specifically say he's really good at. Spider, I wouldn't bring him in for. I wouldn't put him in HP Destroy. That's kind of a waste of time for that. He's not good for the Spider. I mean, yeah, there's not many bosses in here I would say he's good at. I don't think there's anything in here where I would say, what is this, Magic Champions? Is he Magic? No, he's Force Affinity, right? So we wouldn't do that. Let me see if there's any secret rooms that we could throw him in. Attack Champions, I think he's support, so that doesn't count, right? Wait, is he attack or is he support? Where is he? He is, yeah, he is definitely support. I was like, he is definitely a support hero. What do we got here? Champions from Bannerlords. Nope, that is not it. And let's see if there's anything here we can use. So this is rare champions only. So something like this you could use him in. We use these heroes because they're kind of fun. We'll take her out and bring him in just for funsies, and we'll do a quick run in here. Where'd he go? I forgot that he has a 5-star blessing on him. There we go. Or is that 4? That's a 4-star blessing. So, I mean, will he get an attack in here? I don't know. He is one of the faster heroes, so I have a feeling he will get an attack. But see what I mean? Like, he pales in comparison to heroes like Fleshmonger and Kale and all them, just because they have, look at this, because they have AoEs and they're going to be able to destroy entire waves of enemies. So he's not going to be needed for something like this, but maybe in the higher levels where freezes might come in. Look at that, it's 0. But so did Kale, so I can't really argue that. But yeah, he does 3 hitters. Hey, what's this? We'll do this. We'll edit team. Let's just give these guys a chance. Let's see if these two can handle it, even without a buff. There you go. He's gonna boost Kale's crit rate. Look at that. See? I mean, he's going to tear through most of these guys. He's pretty fast, so he's going to get a lot of turns, even before they attack. Yeah, look at that. These guys they don't care. He's like, yo, you want to do defense down? Well, how about you die? Luckily, they're both pretty fast now, so they can handle it. Kale's got lifesteal, so he's good, and that 3-hitter from him is really strong. He's kind of reminds me, honestly, Anointed reminds me of a couple of other heroes that we have, like Twin Claw Disciple and a few other ones, like where they're just single target enemies. That's what they're there for. They're not for wave clearing. They have their purpose. He's going to increase the speed of the rest of your team, and that's really it. I mean, am I telling you to build him right off the bat? No, but we are. Oh, sorry. There's a reset. I'm not telling you to build him right off the bat, but if you're having trouble with some Fire Knight and you need someone who can take down the shield, even if it's early game, I mean, even if it's like right in the beginning of the game where you just can't get the shield down for like the early start, build him. You don't have to build him to 60 like I did. You could build him to like 40 or 50, and he'll be good enough to where he's going to speed up your better heroes that are 60 and 50. He'll make them faster. He'll give them crit rate, and he can hit the shield down 3 times. And you have a freeze just in case. Maybe you can get a couple freezes off to get you through the waves. All right. So yeah, he's an interesting character. I don't hate him. I mean, I'm glad I built him, and I'm having fun learning him. I don't know if I'm going to go more damage with him, or if I'm just going to do him really fast. Probably fast. He's already got 206 speed. We're going to try to get him up to that 250 range and see what he can do when he's hitting 3 times over and over again with his big bad swords. All right, so that's it for today. If you guys have any questions about Mr. Anointed and what he does, or if you have any, if maybe you built him a different way or you use him in a different set, and maybe that's something that works really well for you in some content, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. Always want to hear what you guys think about these heroes. And as always, like, share, subscribe. You help the channel grow. We do a live stream every single week, except for when I'm on vacation, and which was last week. And yeah, if you have anything else, just let me know, guys. I'm always happy to hear from you. All right, so this is Anointed, the ripped barbarian bald guy. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys take care.